Hi, I'm Ishwor, Bastakoti, a student of MIT Australia. In this video, I'm going to show you some essential Linux system administration tools. For today, I will briefly explain features, use and significance of lsof and iftop tool. In addition, I will execute and compare both the tools with some internal commands and how they assist in system administration. So let's begin, because I've already installed all the essential files and tools required for this video. Alright, so let's start with lsof, which stands for list of files. I'm just gonna use a command so that I don't have to print like a lot of list. So I'm just gonna use lsof pipe and then less. So it's gonna print a small files not containing a lot of list. So in this figure, all of the components are like self-explanatory. So let's take a closer look at FD and type of the file, which is this one right over here, this two. So FD stands for file descriptor, and the type of the file, of course, stands for like what kind of file is that. There are different descriptions given for the file. So for example, CWD stands for current working directory, RTD stands for a root directory, and if you keep scrolling down, you will see these numbers and these letters, which basically stands for like U stands for read and write, R stands for read only, and W, if you can see somewhere around here, stands for write only. Just like that, you can see different letters in the type of the files. REZ stands for regular file, and let's scroll down here. CHS stands for character special, and there are like a lot of them, like DIR, which stand for directory, FIFO, which stand for first in, first out. At the very right, you can see the device ID, and then you can see the size of the file. Now I'm going to show you some useful commands within the lsof tools, which is going to help system administrator do their tasks. So first of all, I'm going to use lsof space -u for user and Ishwor. So what does this do is it filters out all the files that are created by user Ishwor, which is me. And why is it essential for system administrator? So the role for this tool for system administrator is that it can help filter out all the files in a matter of time, and then can save the time for system administrators while like in really busy and hurry for doing their work. So similarly, I'm going to use another command called sudo lsof -i and space 4 or 6 according to your choice, like which way you want to filter all that. So this one here, this will give you the type of IPv4 networked files within the file system that is created by certain user. You can also filter those, and the command will let you filter network files with IPv4 or IPv6, which is essential to filter and control the packets through these IPs. Alright, so that was it for lsof. So let's jump into another one, which is iftop, that is also called interface top. Interface top is used to monitor bandwidth uses. So let's execute and see what I mean. So to execute it, type in sudo space iftop. So as you can see, you've got a graph and a different type of streamlined lines over the screens. So there's nothing coming through right now because we haven't started any search ad. So I'm just gonna start a search at Mozilla Firefox. So let's just do YouTube, and we should see some results now. So if you see here, you can see a lot of results. So what it means is the top bar gives the visual identification of the traffic. The one at the very left, which is this one, are called the pair of the host. And the symbols that is here like indicates the direction of the traffic following. Finally, the last three things over here in these three columns indicates the average bandwidth every 2, 10, and 40 seconds respectively. And these are the bandwidths 2, 10, and 40 seconds. So here TX stands for overall transmission, RX stands for received traffic, when you first install iftop in Linux system, the files that you see here will be in bits per second. For ease of access, we're going to change this type of the file to bytes per second, which I've already done, but I'm going to show you just here. So let's just type in q and just type in sudo space iftop minus capital B. So that will now lead you to showing the files in bytes per second rather than bits per second, which is a very essential tool when it comes to Linux. Alright, so the next command that I'm going to show you inside the iftop tool is called sudo iftop space minus I space and then the name of your interface that you're going to use. That is, in my case, is enp0s3. So you can see a new window popped up, and that is the network, that is the monitoring of the network. And what this helps to system administrator is that if there is like a lot of interfaces going on, then they can just like enter the name of the interface with this command and just get directly into it. Alright, now, so what I want to talk about now is, you can see that the information that we can see here is not very understandable, which is like, we don't know what this bar is, we don't know what this is, so I'm just gonna like make it clear by using a simple command. So just in case that you haven't noticed that, if these commands, these iftop commands also give you your IP addresses and MAC addresses, which is really essential in networking. So now let's just make it more visually appealing and easy to understand and navigate by using sudo space iftop minus T for text. So now this is saying listening on enp0s3, which is my interface, and so now you can see that this is much more clear. And what I mean is, you can see that the name is given on top of each thing. That is, this is the host name, this is the post and service if it is enabled, and this is the result for last 2 seconds, last 10 seconds, and last 40 seconds, which that I already told you about. And there's also other informations like totals and reads and all those stuff, which is really essential. Alright, so in this video we had a look at lsof and iftop, which are different from each other. So this is the comparison. For system administrator, lsof is used for keeping track of the progress when you're trying to access some file which in case is busy, and lsof helps to find it, and also other very useful details by using some filters and all the stuff like the user filters and all of this stuff. Now, what is the difference of lsof and iftop? So in iftop helps user or administrator to pick at the traffic of the interfaces and answer the question to their consumers and IP service providers, whatever you want to call it. Like the questions, why is the link very slow? Like, what is the reason? What is the traffic? And what is the information that is flowing through my interfaces? And why am I not able to get the speed that I'm desiring? Long story short, to complete this video, we had a look at different useful tools like lsof and iftop for a system administrator and why is it really important to them. So finally, it is a concluding point that we can say, like lsof is really essential to filter out the files by certain users or by certain tasks that is being held up, and a system administrator is not able to access those files, and the reason behind that and why is it not letting us to access that file. And also we had a look at iftop. So iftop, what it does is filter out the traffics and answer the question to the public and answer the questions to the system administrators that why the system or why the bandwidth of the network is too slow. So this is really essential for system administrators and people like us who are into networking. Last but not least, I was really fascinated with what I saw today. I was really interested with all these commands and all these things that I did today. and I even tried playing with it for like a couple of hours. This was really, really fun, and thank you to our tutor for including this as our assignment.